Oh, items to follow up. Okay. It's rejected by Gary. Rejected as per Emma's
request. Yeah. So
items to follow up. Fine.
So sorry, if you hover over items to follow up, what date has that got there? That's a week ago.
11.
Yeah, so the question is, why has it got stuck? And are we checking the items to follow up every day? Probably not. Are we, Avdil?
No. Checking for invoices.
That's a task we've got to do, is check every day. Rabbins, do you know how to check items to follow up? I assume the answer's no to that.
Oh, it's the only one here, so. Okay. Okay, so really need to get in touch with someone and correct it and then just distribute the workflow.
So, yeah, but the period's closed. That's the thing. We closed the period and this workflow was rejected as per Emre's request. Whatever that means, because we don't know what that means.
Exactly.
But what is this ticket about exactly? What is the issue? Because we've already dealt with this because it's been rejected. So
this one, this invoice, this transaction, can you read?
No, tell him, close the ticket and tell him, no, you rejected it with the following reasoning. It doesn't mean to say that they haven't posted that journal in another transaction, does it?
I mean, it's talking about dimension.
No, it's been rejected. Tell him in the workflow you rejected it as per Emre's request. Don't just resolve the ticket. This isn't a problem for us. If he wants the period opened, he need. Do you know what he did? He sent a ticket. On Friday when Milton logged the ticket saying for the period to be closed, we'd all gone home by then. He then logs another ticket to say he's provided information to Dean Curtis over the weekend without us telling him that the period's been closed. And by the way, Abdul, it took us all day yesterday to close the period because of these soppy batches and everything.
I thought so, yeah. I mean, I wasn't
ridiculous. No, but this isn't our problem. This is to do with their area. You can see that on transaction, just tell him the facts. Because he hasn't given you a transaction number there. He's just said.
Oh, he has. He's attached it on the. Should be here.
So it's got a transaction number on, is it?
Yeah, there's.
Okay. Well, you just tell him on this transaction you rejected it with the following information.
Yeah, I don't know what
we did. So we ignored it because it said as per Emre's request and put that in quotes and just resolve the ticket. This isn't for us to do. If you tell him if you want the period open, it has to come from Leandre or Milton.
They can delete this and put the corrected one. Delete this one, put the corrected one, and then
this is it. This is it. Have they already reposted it? I don't know. I assume not, but you just don't know, do you? Because when I was looking through some of these, let me just share my screen again.
I'm gonna have to leave in a bit. I've got a GP appointment.
So you see here, these have been rejected and stuff. So I said they rejected there. So when they're rejected, we said this previously with Victoria here, it's up to them to go and delete the transactions ultimately and then re-enter it again, because some of these people re-enter the journals again and they get posted. So it might be, I don't know whether he's looking at the right information or not. But from our point of view, you can say this one got rejected and put the comment on there, what he's put in the rejection. So it's still rejected there. Emre now needs to, he should have either corrected it and resubmitted it or deleted it and done whatever. But, he can't just request the period to be open just because they've missed a journal. Someone needs to check that all the journals have been entered. This isn't our problem. it's irritating because it affects, you know,
work for unnecessary work for
yeah,
us.
when we're closing the period, Rabins, this is the other thing as well. It shouldn't take this long. Myself and Avdul, minimum or maximum, take about half an hour to close the period on the old system. It took us all day to do this yesterday. Me and Victoria were,
because of their mess, I guess. Yeah, it's not right.
And you know, they just need to get organised, these people, and enter the journals properly. So Rabins, whenever you talk to somebody about journals, you know, when you have formulae and spreadsheets and things, they need to copy paste that information over into 2 decimal places, because one of the problems that I had yesterday, let me just share my screen again. So what I'm doing, so this is why I put this in. What I probably need to do is create some procedure notes and log here. And I think at the moment we need to keep a log of issues when we're closing periods, because this is obviously going to happen again. But this is one of the workbooks that they gave me. So what I did was I looked on
JP, sorry, I have to leave. I have an appointment like in 3 minutes.
No, that's fine. Yeah, okay, that's fine. You leave. I can just talk to Rabins. So can you see here? This is what was in ERPX here. And I'm just looking at a few of the lines with pennies in. But you can then look in their workbook. And what I did, there were formula there. So this one in orange here was coming up at 0.39 in their workbook. But the data behind it, when you look at the formula and stuff, it was coming up to 9 decimal places. So all these oddities here in the workbook, where it was more than 2 decimal places, are put in orange here. And so this is how it's miscalculated the balance. So in the ERPX system, there was a misbalance of 2p. But on their journals, because this was shown to them visually as 0.39, and all these other things, whatever they were, it looks as though it was balancing to 0, because then they had a sum a bit like this one, where it was adding up, and it was adding up to 0. But the reality was it was all coming in a various way, where you can see the mismatch here. And you know, this is all about how to deal with the discipline of preparing journals. And I always say, if you've got something like this, so this will be, when you look on in the cell, it's a formula, and it goes to another sheet, and on another sheet they've got percentage, and then they're adding and taking away things, and this is why it's coming up all a bit weird. So I would always advise somebody to rewrite this and to manually just import the 0.39 there, and then so everything that they've got, instead of them being a mixture of decimal places, just to have 2 decimal places like these ones. I know that's not 2 decimal places, but it does the same thing. And then it will go into the system correct with all of this information as we want it. So depending on what it is, really, this is in ERPX. So can you see with this one, 0.8345? This is what I think it was in the sheet, that you can see here that somehow, and I don't know how, it's gone in as 0.84. So this is what has created the problem here.
It looks like it from this, at least. It's just like the formatting. They should have this formatted to like 2 decimal space, not.
Yeah. Well, they should have it like this. So within the screen it should be 0.39. Instead, what they have, whatever this was, and this wasn't the figure in here, but it was pointing to another sheet, like that, for example, and then that sheet in that cell had another combination of entries, so it had another formula in it, which was based on a multiplier of some kind, and then adding up some other lines. So it's all quite complicated. And when we are preparing journals in our section, which we don't do anymore, we always tried to prepare them to do 2 decimal places like this, so it was hard coded like this, and you literally just basically entered it, if you like, there as 0.39. So we know we were entering 3.9 rather than 0.385 whatever, because I don't know what the system does, because when you're using this postback option, which is this one here, I don't know what it does behind the scenes in terms of lines with formulae in it, and we don't know how the data is being kept in the system, because when you're running these inquiries, you're actually running an inquiry. You're not actually looking at the specific data in the table, so you don't actually really know what the data is. But if your data's good going in, you know it's only ever going to be 2 decimal places. But if you're telling it it's a formula and all this stuff, who knows what's going in the system? Don't know. But this is in an area, and they've been doing journals like this, very similar on the old system. So this is like 15 years of knowledge, and it's not going correctly. So yeah, but it's interesting, these journals, and it'd be good for you to get involved with them. So make sure that let me just show you what Emre sent me. Oh, sorry, this is Eric. So it wasn't Emre, it was Eric. So he sent me this in a workbook. So it might be based on a lot of data and stuff. And of course, this Eric only gets the detail. So can you see here, they got various formulae like this, and you can see all the different sheets that they've got under here. So when they look at, I don't know what this dotted line means and stuff, but you can see here that this is just a sum of the ones above. But what I'm saying is that they copy the data over. Don't know what this is doing, this sheet. But to be honest with you, I haven't built these sheets, so I don't know how these sheets are actually working. Is this enabled? So when you look at these sheets, this is what I don't like, this. And also here as well. So these, because it's GBP currency, the currency will be probably somewhere. Currency code for the transaction. Okay. Oh, there it is. Yeah. So because it's GBP, they got this control thing here they're looking at. This is going very slow. But you can see here, when they do a sum or a subtotal here, you can see it balances to 0. And you can see they got sheets here. They got a named, all these names and things as well. So yeah, so I don't even know how these subtotal things work, but yeah, this is what creates the problem. So it looks as though, you know, it's all 2 decimal places, and it balances to 0. So from Eric's point of view, it all looks okay, but it's not. But this is just a training issue. But it'll be good for you to get involved with this and ask Victoria to show you how to do it, maybe. But there'll be more opportunities to go through this. I don't know. Abdul's got it. Just look on the system under Gary Jones, but Abdul appears to have disappeared. So
Yeah, I think Victoria said. I think Felipe he asked to be shown this as well.
Yeah,
His
yeah. I think it's good learning for you, Ravens, because this is what you'll do in other teams as well.
Mhm.
Possibly, is they might ask you to post journals, but my feeling is that they're not doing it right with these formulae and things, and it's better if you copy paste the special values, and then you have a physical 2 digits there potentially.
Mhm.
And then that will load okay without these issues of rounding. It is difficult to see for the end users, but this is a problem you get sometimes with journals. And you know, it's interesting that Avdil mentioned the same problem that last month as well. So this is a common theme. Yeah. Are there any queries you've got on tickets and things?
No, not really. I was just wondering, right? You mentioned in the meeting, you or Victoria, like after some time, when it's waiting for customer in Unit 4, the ticket cancels itself. I was wondering if it's the same case with Zira or not, because
It might be.
okay.
So you know we've got these 2 ticket areas, and then we get some other tickets that we get as well, which somehow get assigned to us with a different reference number. So you've got the Fin ones, which are FST, and then you've got the Hypercare ones. And I can't even remember what the reference numbers are for those. What's the reference numbers? Yeah, Fin 2590 is a recent one. I'm all a bit confused, to be honest with you, with these ticket numberings. I thought they were different reference numbers. Seems that they have different reference numbers. So they might all behave in different ways. I'm just trying to find one. And it could be that they do auto close, because I've seen some of these tickets with like closures. You know, when you change a status, it seems to count down from like 7 days, like an automatic alert or something. It might be that they do auto close, but R1s, I'm not sure whether R1s are set up like that, because when I initially designed this, we didn't have any auto closures. Are you saying that one of our tickets is auto closed, or one
No,
of
no, no.
yours that
I
you've
was wondering
locked?
because some of these things, I don't know, like the people who raise the tickets, they don't know how it works. I don't know because I replied them on the tickets of what I need to sort of what I need to resolve their tickets, but they don't provide it. And when I asked them on Teams, they said they didn't know I made a comment or something. They didn't know where the updates of the ticket goes.
Yeah,
And
yeah, it could be the case. So the question is, when you're doing that, are you sending it to them, or is it an internal one? That's the first thing.
yeah, it's public, like so I always reply
If
to
it's
customers, so I don't add anything.
yeah. So if you do that, they should get an email.
Yeah.
But it might be that they've turned off their email notification, because I think you might be able to turn it off. So it might be they've done that. I'm not sure. I mean, you can test that by doing a test ticket to us, and
No, you do get the email notification. I don't know like which ticket was assigned by myself to me. I think by mistake or something. And yeah, I did get the what's it called, response on the email. So,
yeah, I'm just trying to find one, because as support people, we get extra emails. Just trying to find one. That was a bit difficult. I'm a participant in this one I'm looking at. So it might be under here. You see on this ticket, so this is raised by Emre. I don't know what it's about, but Victoria's added me as a participant, so I'm like an end user here. But you share, it's not my ticket. But can you see you've got notifications on? It might be that they've turned this off. And maybe that's why they're not getting notified. It could be. I'm just guessing. But yeah. What have we got? Well, I've got another meeting in half an hour.
I need to schedule a meeting with Victoria as well to send the Excel thingy.
Okay, sorry, I've got to prepare for the next meeting. Okay, thank you, Robbins. Bye.
राठी और फ्लाइंग मिस्ट के बीच में एक बहुत ही बड़ा कलेश शुरू हो गया है। वेल जैसा कि बिहार में बीजेपी 202 सीट के साथ जीत गई है, तो इसी को लेकर ध्रुव राठी ये ट्वीट किए थे, मैं सच बोल रहा हूँ, मुझे लगता है अपोजिशन पार्टी को ये इलेक्शन को बॉयकॉट करना चाहिए। उनको पहले से ही पता था क्या हो रहा है। आफ्टर ऐसा